Welcome back, my friends, to the 421st recording of the Life is a Marathon show. As I look back over all of the sessions that I have done, there is one topic that I have talked about more than any other topic. In fact, so much farther, in number and volume, that it really is the outlier topic, and it is something that is foundational to my life. And I just really think that we can never talk about it too much. And the topic is that of gratitude. I have talked about this so much, shifting from a mindset of entitlement, of being ungrateful, which is where I spent so much of my life caught up in that negativity. Simply shifting my perspective to the things that I have in my life. If they were taken away from me, would I miss them? And of course, there's so many things that I would miss. So there are so many reasons to feel and express a profound sense of gratitude for every day, for every minute, for every single breath that I take. There's reason to express, to feel this deep sense of gratitude. So I talked about this topic in my most recent Lunch with My Life Coach. This is the free mentoring series that I do every other Wednesday. So if you haven't jumped on one of those, I would love for you to join me for the next one. You just go to brucevanhorn.com/lunch. And you can see what the next topic is, and you can sign up for it. So anyway, rather than spin out a completely new episode about gratitude, what I thought I'd do is share with you the audio track from the video session that I did entitled "Gratitude is Life's Secret Sauce." And so because it was a webinar format, you will hear me commenting on people who have there's a chat bar within a webinar system, so I can see what people are typing as I discuss the topic. And so you'll hear me making reference to that. You'll hear me making reference to a few slides, but you will get the gist of it. And the conversation, the whole session was great. The interaction from everybody who was on the webinar was just really moving, and it was exciting. So I wanted to share that with you. So here we go. Just, this is about 40 minutes long, just to let you know. The webinar itself was an hour, and I spent the last 20 minutes answering questions. I didn't include that in this session. So here we go. Enjoy this. Gratitude is life's secret sauce. So let's go ahead and jump right into this topic, okay? So I'm going to talk about gratitude, all right? And it seems like such a simple thing, okay? But it is so often overlooked. So let's just jump right into this. Again, when you've got your questions, go ahead and let me know what those questions are. Hi, Christina. Thank you from Reno. Always grateful for opportunities to grow. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So this slide right here is a little bit difficult to read. It's just a summary of a couple studies. So one of the fun things that you can do is just do an internet search. I like to say a Google search, but there are certainly other search engines out there. You can do a Bing search or a Yahoo search or whatever you like to search for, but just type in the benefits of gratitude, and you will find so many lists. Now, some of them are just people's ideas of the benefits of gratitude. People will say, well, when you are gratitude, you will tend to feel happier, that your relationships will be stronger, and that's all great. But there's actually amazing scientific research around the benefits of gratitude. And so these are just some, and I know it's hard to read the slide. I just grabbed it off of a website. I didn't create the graphic, So right there in the center is a quote by Marcus Cicero, who says that gratitude is, I can't even read it, but gratitude is not just one of the virtues; it is the source of all other virtues. I love what Ken has just typed here. Bruce, this is Ken. Can you ever be too grateful to the point where you become complacent and stop trying, achieve and have more? I'm going to address that when we get there. So thank you for asking that question. So some of the benefits of being grateful, having gratitude, are that science has shown, studies have shown that people who have a regular practice, keep a gratitude journal, have a regular routine of expressing and acknowledging gratitude, they tend to reach their goals more than those people who don't have a habit of writing down the things that they're grateful for. Scientific research has proven that those who are very intentional about cultivating an attitude of gratitude have scientifically documentable higher health, higher levels of health. Has to do with the hormones that our body produces when we are in a state of gratitude, improved health. Part of that is that we sleep better. And when we sleep better, we have more energy during the day. It increases our likability, right? How many of us tend to like people who are just generally grateful? Where if you meet people who are just negative, pouty, entitlement mentality, people who are basically ungrateful, are not terribly likable people. We don't want to be around those kinds of people. And again, it has to do with what radiates out of us, which I'm going to generate or I'm going to talk about in just a few minutes. People who have a habit of expressing gratitude tend to be more caring and supportive of other people. They tend to be more compassionate people. Okay? And those also who have a regular practice of gratitude tend to have stronger love lives, stronger love, intimate relationships. So again, just some of the benefits that are distilled. I saw one website that had 51. I don't know how they picked 51, but I saw a website that had 51 benefits, excuse me, of being grateful. I'm grateful that I have a bottle of water next to me. All right, so what is it? What is gratitude? Excuse me. I am grateful for your patience while I cough. Okay, so what is gratitude? Is it simply saying thank you? We teach our kids that, when it's your birthday, when it's your Christmas, say thank you to grandma. When somebody holds a door open for you, always say thankful. So is that what gratitude is? We teach our children to just say thank you. But I see some of the questions here is, if it's just saying gratitude, then it can indeed become just a thing that we say. It can be it can just be a nicety. It can be a polite thing that we do in society. So is it simply saying thankful? Okay. Is it simply an expression of thankfulness? Now there are ways that we can express gratitude. One of them is by saying thank you. One of them is just simply smiling. So there are lots of ways that we express thankfulness. Okay. But is that really what it is also? I think you know where I'm going with this. So I looked up the word definition. I'm a wordsmith. I love words. And so here's the definition in several different dictionaries. I found it online. Okay, so whether it's Webster's or Merriam, whatever the dictionaries online are, it's a noun. The quality of being thankful. So that's a little interesting. Quality of being thankful, a readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. So that's how the dictionary defines gratitude. And it gives a sentence there. She expressed her gratitude to the committee for their support. So the question begs asking, why did she express gratitude to the committee for their support? Is it because her mother taught her that in polite society, if somebody supports you, if somebody is kind to you, if somebody gives you something, that you express gratitude? Okay, so we don't know what exactly is meant by that. So I don't think this is really a great definition. So I want to get to what it is here. Gratitude is more than an expression. Okay, it's actually, this gets closer to it. Gratitude is a feeling. Okay, and that's key. Okay, but it's even more than a feeling. Okay, there's a deeper significance that I want to impart to you about this idea of feeling. Okay, gratitude is an energy. Okay, and there's a subtle difference between a feeling and an energy. Okay, all feelings produce energy. Okay, so here's the way it works. Here's what happens in our physical body that we live in. Everything starts with thought. Okay, everything starts with thought in this moment. By the way, you can't think a thought in the future. You can't even think a thought in the past. You can only think a thought in this present moment. Now, when you're thinking that thought in this present moment, you can be thinking about the future, or you can be thinking about the past, or you can even be thinking about this present moment, which I'm doing right now. I am thinking about making this presentation. I'm thinking, and words are coming out of my mouth. But there's something even more. Thoughts always produce a corresponding feeling. Thoughts always produce a corresponding energy wave that is associated with that. So everything is vibration. Okay? Everything is vibration. And again, this, depending on how big a screen that you're watching this on, you might be able to see this. But I love the work of a guy named Dr. David Hawkins. And that's not Stephen Hawking, who just passed away, but Dr. David Hawkins did a study of over a 30-year period. So the amount of data that this guy has over a 30-year period, tens of thousands of patients, hooking them up to EEG devices that measure electronic waves coming off of their body, the waves inside their brain. And so not just what happens in their brain, but actually there is an energy wave that comes out of our bodies. And somehow or another, he was able to document energy waves and attach them to certain emotions or feelings, also which are attached to various thoughts. And so somehow he came up with this scale where 0 is the person being studied is dead. There is no vibrational energy. Okay, so when the human brain is dead, it's not generating an energy wave. So 0 is death, and the scale goes up to 1,000, where 1,000, I don't know if he was ever able to analyze this, but 1,000 is somebody who is truly, purely in a state of enlightenment, where they are absolutely one with God, their concept of God. So this isn't a conversation about religion, but there is this, whether you call it God, whether you call it infinite intelligence, whether it's the universe, or I love the writings of Wallace Wattles, who I'll quote in just a few minutes. Wallace Wattles calls it thinking stuff, or infinite or intelligent substance. Okay, so when you are in pure, true vibrational harmony with God, that's a level 1,000. Okay, look at the energy that is one level below pure God consciousness. It's gratitude. Okay? Gratitude is the highest form of vibrational energy that a human being can register, can radiate out of themselves. So it starts down with a 20 energy. And I know many of you are here because you're part of our climber community. And so you know the teachings that Bill Courtwright and I use so often. We use the teachings of Dr. David Hawkins. And so these lower level energies of shame and guilt and apathy, all of these beta level energies are very negative. They're very toxic. They actually create disease, where the higher energies are very positive. They're uplifting, and they create oneness with God. They create oneness with other people, and they create and produce health within our bodies. So just be aware of that. So every feeling has a corresponding energy wave that radiates out of your body when you are feeling those feelings. And those feelings are the result of thoughts that you're thinking. Okay, so that's why what you think is so important to your experience of life. So it's not ultimately what happens to you or what other people say to you or what other people do to you or what kind of body you have or what your financial situation is. Your experience of life is almost entirely based upon the thoughts that you think about your circumstances, about what people have said to you or done to you, or about your money or the state of your body or whatever. Your thoughts produce these energies. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. So this is also true. This is proven throughout hundreds or thousands of years of people studying energy. And so it's not just the law of attraction, which is this relatively new thing. Okay, the law of attraction is, it basically came about when people discovered magnets, right? That these stones, pieces of metal, that when they're near each other, they pull each other closer to each other. And then when they started to be able to understand the way molecules work, that energies are always creative. Okay, so when something is vibrating, it is having an effect on something else. And so vibration means that things are constantly changing. And it also means that a similar energy will be attracted to it. Okay, so keep that in mind, that's what the law of attraction is really teaching, is that the things that you feel are the things, circumstances, people that you attract into your life, which is why it's no surprise that happy people tend to associate with other happy people. Sad, depressed, dejected people tend to associate with those types of people. We do attract like energies. Okay? Since gratitude is the highest energy, so this isn't a question, it's just a statement. I've already made it. Gratitude is the highest energy next to pure God consciousness that a human can generate. So therefore, if you understand that like energies attract other like energies, as you stay as much as you can in a energy state of gratitude, you are going to attract into your life those things for which you are grateful, or more things for which you can express gratitude. Okay? So it's gratitude that is the key that unlocks the infinite creative potential of the universe. I titled this presentation, Gratitude is Life's Secret Sauce. One of my favorite movies was a movie called Fried Green Tomatoes, and it had the line, because somebody was eating barbecue at their little barbecue stand and said, what's your secret? And the owner of the restaurant said, the secret's in the sauce. And there's a little backstory to what was actually in the sauce. But what is it that keeps people coming back to the same restaurant? There's always some little added ingredient that they put in there that somebody else who's making a cheeseburger isn't putting in their cheeseburger. And it attracts people who like that particular flavor. And so gratitude, if you want to have a happy, successful, fulfilling life, I'm going to propose that gratitude is the secret sauce. And it's because gratitude is such a high vibrational energy. Oh, well, good. Tony, I actually answered your question already. Gratitude is such a high vibrational energy. And it's so close to God consciousness. There is nothing that God can't do. And so just below that, if you are in a constant state of gratitude, there's very, very little that you cannot achieve in your life. And you will attract into your life the goodness, the good things, the good people, the resources that you need to create the life that you want. It's the key that unlocks the infinite potential. Love this quote by Neale Donald Walsch. Okay. Gratitude in advance. And I'm gonna teach about this in just a minute. Gratitude in advance is the most powerful creative force in the universe. The most powerful creative force in the universe. Think about that. Okay. I had a situation recently where I just had to burst out laughing because I immediately recognized what he was doing. And he wasn't doing it intentionally. I mean, it wasn't a calculated, manipulative thing. Okay. My son came to me and he wanted a t-shirt. And he said, Dad, there's this t-shirt that I found online. I really, really want it. Thank you for buying it for me. Right? Had I actually bought it for him? No, I had not. He came to me assumptive. He came to me with an expressing a gratitude for something that I had already done, even though I had not already done it. Well, of course, I bought the t-shirt. I said, okay, show it to me. I liked it. I liked his whole attitude about it. But that subtle little phrase, he came to me, his father, and said, Dad, there's this t-shirt that I really like. He didn't say, oh, would you please buy it for me? He didn't grovel. He didn't beg. He said, there's this shirt that I really like. Thank you for buying it for me. Just assumed that it was a done deal. He was expressing gratitude in advance, and it got him the result that he wanted. And so I just laughed because I was studying the writings of Neale Donald Walsch, and I was studying the power of gratitude. And of course, I attract into my life a perfect lesson to share with you. Gratitude in advance is the most powerful creative force in the universe. Now, here's something else, though. We don't live in the future. Okay, so while it is very, very important to give gratitude for the things that we want as if we already have them, we live right here in this present moment, right? And so I wrote this phrase, okay? Gratitude in the present moment is the rock solid foundation on which you build your future. Okay, so let me propose this, that if you are in a negative situation, I'm not saying that you have to love being poor. Okay, I'm not going to say that you should love being lonely. Okay, but there are things in your life right now for which you can express gratitude, but you've got the focus on the wrong thing. You're focused on your sadness. You're focused on the lack of financial resources. And because that's where your energy is, that's where your power is, because that is the energy that's radiating out of you, and it's a negative energy. I liken it to this, okay? Let's suppose that you are standing knee deep in a mucky, miry swamp. Well, you want to get out of the swamp, right? Okay. How successful have you been if you're just knee deep in mud? How successful have you been in jumping out of that? Now, you might be able to crawl your way out of that. You might be able to reach up and grab a vine and pull yourself up out of the mud. But if you want to launch yourself into a new situation, I watch my cat, right? My cat is this master of physics. My cat will jump up on something to maybe jump up to the bookshelf, but my cat is analyzing the surface on which she's standing. She's not trying to figure out necessarily how hard she has to jump in order to get to the bookshelf. She's feeling around to feel whether or not the surface that she's on is rock solid, because she knows that if she's on a pillow, the jump is going to be harder than if she's on an existing kitchen countertop, right? Okay, so gratitude, finding things for which you can be grateful for in this present moment, creates a rock solid foundation on which you can build a better life, because it is the better life that is the goal, right? But your energy in this moment, okay, combined with the quote from Neil Donald Walsh, gratitude for what you have is the foundation. Gratitude in advance for what you are receiving is the creative force that brings it into your life. Okay, so here's some practical advice. Here's some practical advice. By the way, I have given this book away on previous Lunch with My Life Coach sessions. The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles is a book that was written in 1910. And while the language is very much 1910, and most of the technologies that he's talking about, as far as they were brand new technologies, things like steam locomotives, right? That was brand new in 1910. Commercial airplanes were just beginning in 1910. So he's still talking about seeing the potential in commercial air flight, okay? And maybe the idea of electric railroads versus steam railroads. But still, this book is one of the most profound books I have ever read in my life. And while it's called The Science of Getting Rich, don't let the word rich throw you if you have some money issues. It's the science of getting anything that you want. And the dominant teaching in this book is a teaching of gratitude. Okay, you can get this book for free digitally. You can get it on my website. Just go to brucevanhorn.com/books, and you'll see the link. You'll just download the PDF, or there's links on it. I narrated the audiobook version of it. So if you like the sound of my voice, you'll love the audible version of this. And you can also get the paperback on Amazon. So here's some advice from Wallace Wattles. Okay, so he says, first of all, believe that everything flows from one intelligent substance. Now, let me pause here for just a minute, okay? Because bear in mind, Wallace Wattles wrote this in 1910. In 1957, so do the math, okay? 47 years later, a man named Albert Einstein won the Nobel Prize for Physics based on his work for matter, solid, liquids, and gas, okay? And when he got the award, he said, "Thank you for giving me an award for something that does not exist." And what he meant by that is things may exist in a state called solid, liquid, or gas. And things may appear as elements like hydrogen or oxygen or neon or lithium or iron, whatever the elemental charts. But he said it breaks it down even more than that. We know that hydrogen is made up of a certain subset of spinning atoms, which are electrons and protons. They did not have the technology in 1957, but he said, I hypothesize that when we have the technology to split an electron into its smallest part, we will find something, which we did. We called it quarks. When we have the ability to break a quark down to its final part, he said, it doesn't matter what we start with, whether we started with hydrogen or whether we started with iron. Okay. There will only be one energy that will be identical at the base of everything that forms everything. And so even Einstein said, Wallace Wattles was talking 47 years before Albert Einstein about quantum physics, that there is at the source of everything a universal energy that makes anything. Albert Einstein also said, when we discover this energy, we will also discover that it is intelligent and it chooses what to shape itself into. So just throwing that out there for you. Okay. So Wallace Wattles says that you believe that everything flows from one intelligent substance. Now, you can call this God, you can call it universe, you can call it infinite intelligence or higher power, but it is ultimately a spiritual belief. Now, if you have struggle with spirituality, that's okay too. Think of it as intelligent energy. Okay. Everything flows from one source. Okay. Believe that this intelligent substance gives you everything that you desire. Notice all of the things that you have in your life that you like. Okay. You probably have some things that you don't like in your life. And there's reason to believe that at some level you attracted that into your life, or you are allowing that, which keeps it. Okay. But the things that you have came to you along certain lines of distribution. And if we go back to the previous statement that everything flows from one substance, believe that that one substance is what gave you the things that you have. The things that you have are made of the one substance. You are made of the one substance. Okay? And then believe that you can relate yourself to that substance through a profound feeling of gratitude. Okay. Now, again, let's get this really practical. I'll go back to the example with my son, right? He came to me. Okay. For him, I was intelligent substance. I was for my son the source from which what he wanted would flow. He knew that dad has the money to buy the t-shirt. He's thinking, I don't have the t-shirt. I don't have the money to buy the t-shirt. Dad can buy the t-shirt. So dad is the source from which I need to receive this. He knew that if he showed up and just said, hey, dad, buy me that t-shirt, buy it now, okay? And it better be here on time. Well, that's not approaching. That is not relating himself to the source of what he wants in a state of gratitude. And so it's very natural for me to turn and say, you know what, dude, with that kind of attitude, you're getting nothing. Okay? You're getting nothing. Okay? But how often do we approach life that way with this entitlement mentality? So in 1910, Wallace Wattles is saying, acknowledge what it is that you want is going to come to you from somewhere, right? It behooves you, and there's a nice old word, it behooves you to relate yourself to the source of what it is that you want with a profound feeling of gratitude, not just saying the words. I could tell when my son approached me, he wasn't just mouthing the words. He really felt grateful that I had already bought him the shirt, or that I was going to, that there was no doubt in his mind that I was going to do it. It's just the relationship that he had with me. This is what Wallace Wattles is teaching. So let me throw out some more practical steps here, okay? Get clear. Many people are not achieving their goals. They're not living the life of their dream because your dreams are very, very vague, okay? You need to get clear. My son came to me with a very clear set of instructions. Dad, there's a specific t-shirt. He brought it up on a website. He knew the color, he knew the size, he knew what store he wanted to get it from. He was very, very clear about what he wanted. Okay, this is part of the problem is most of us just think really vague things. Oh, well, I hope something good happens to me someday. Well, you can't send a message. If I want to send you a text about meeting for dinner at a very specific time, it doesn't do me much good to say, hi, hope you're doing well. No, because I haven't said what I want. I want to meet with you at 7:30 at this specific restaurant, and what is it we're going to talk about? Just get very, very clear about what you want and why you want it. So important. Okay. Then act as if you already have it. Create the vision board. I have vision boards all around me. My screensaver on my laptop is pictures of places I want to go on vacation, things I want to do with my boys or with the people that I love, cars I want to own someday. Okay. I write about it. I keep a journal. Also talk about it. So many of us are afraid, oh, well, if I tell you my dream and then it doesn't come true, then I'm going to be embarrassed, or you might make fun of me because I had this great big dream and then it never came true. But that's not the way the universe works. Chances are what you want right now is in the hands of somebody else, meaning somebody else, another human being, has the ability to promote you to the new job. Somebody knows somebody who owns a car that you want. Okay, somebody, if it's a relationship, there's somebody who knows somebody who can introduce you to that potential perfect mate. Okay, as we talk about our desires, that's how we create. The word abracadabra actually isn't just something that magicians say before they pull a rabbit out of the hat. Abracadabra is an ancient Aramaic word which means I create what I speak. Think about it. Talk about your dreams. And then think about the reality of it as if it's already yours, and feel. Don't just mouth the words, oh God, thank you for so much that you gave me that t-shirt. No, feel it as if my son came to me feeling as if I had already bought him the shirt. And I bought him the shirt, and 3 days later it showed up in the mail, and he loves it, by the way. So meditate just means to think, to get still, to hold a vision in your mind of what it is that you want, why it is that you want it, and express, let the energy of gratitude radiate out from you, and it creates a magnetic field that attracts to you those things that will bring that into reality. Okay. Here are some very practical things that I do every single day. Every morning, if you've followed me, if you listen to my Life is a Marathon podcast, you have heard me talk about keeping a gratitude journal. And part of my morning routine is writing a gratitude list. Right now, I write 5 things down that I am grateful for right now. Okay. And they could be things that are coming into my life, but I'm grateful for them right now. If you're struggling, and there was a time in my life when I struggled to find anything to be grateful for, what I want you to do is look around you, look at your own physical body. Okay. If anything around you would miss if it was taken away from you. Okay. I used to think I was entitled to a cup of coffee. And I used to think, oh, well, that would just be silly to write down. I'm thankful for a cup of coffee. Well, if I woke up tomorrow morning and my coffee maker was gone and all of my coffee mugs were gone and I had no ability to have coffee, I would miss it. So why not feel gratitude for this cup of coffee that I'm drinking, okay, or the chair that I'm sitting on? Again, if you will express gratitude for the little things that you have, how about this? If you are watching this, you have some level of eyesight. If you are hearing my voice, you have some sense of hearing. That's something to be grateful for. Or how about this? If you are breathing, how about gratitude for taking that one breath? Gratitude in this present moment is the rock solid foundation on which you will build your future. Okay, write it down every single morning. Keep a gratitude journal. Okay, then every single evening, I do not go to bed without it. Sometimes I will confess, I will go to bed without writing it down, but I never go to bed, or I can't even remember the last time I went to bed without at least doing a mental review of my day and laying down on my bed or sitting next to my bed, on the edge of my bed, and feeling a profound sense of gratitude for certain things throughout my life. Again, are there things that happen in our life that we don't want? Absolutely. Don't spend your energy on it. Focus on the things that made you happy. Think about what made you happy today. Maybe it's listening to this webinar. Okay. Did somebody in the grocery store even smile at you? Okay. Did somebody stop in traffic and let you go first? Okay. Or was there a traffic accident that you avoided? Okay. Make a list of as many things as possible that happened during the day that for which you are either grateful, okay, things went well, or that you want to experience more of in your life. Okay, if it's just as simple as the lady at the grocery store said, "Thank you for coming in. I hope you have a nice day." Well, I want to experience more people saying, "I hope you have a nice day." So I am going to express and feel a deep sense of gratitude for it. The universe, thinking stuff, God loves to be acknowledged for the good things that come into our lives. When we acknowledge and feel the things that have come into our lives as good, we create a magnetic field that brings more of those things into our lives. Try it. I promise you it works. So that's the truth of it. We get more of what we focus on. Okay. Don't spend negative energy. Go back to that energy chart that I showed you. Don't give energy to what is missing in your life or what you don't want. Okay. So if somebody upset you, don't think about that. Okay. Don't focus on that. Okay. Focus on what moves you forward. Focus all of your thoughts, all of your feelings on what you want. Feel a deep and profound sense of gratitude for what you have and for what you are receiving. Remember my son's example. He said, "Dad, there's a t-shirt I want. Thank you for buying it for me." Okay? For what you are receiving, as if it was already there. So there it is, wrapped up. So I want to spend a few minutes answering your questions. I'm going to look at them. I noticed there was a lot of chat going on. So here's what I want to give you. I had sent out a tweet that I would give away a free 1-hour coaching session to somebody. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give everybody on this webinar, if you want to have a private 1-hour conversation with me about some things that are very specific about your life, I'm going to give you the opportunity to do that. Just go to brucevanhorn.com. You'll read that very first paragraph, and there's a link that just says contact me. Or you can go to the menu and choose About Bruce and then choose Contact. But go to my website, brucevanhorn.com, send me a message and just say, "Hey, Bruce, was on the website, would love to have a conversation with you." I'll send you an email back with a link to my calendar and we can schedule it. So everybody on this webinar, if you want it, I'm giving away, and I'm busy, so jump on this. So the sooner you schedule this, the faster you'll be able to have it. I'm going to give you a 1-hour free coaching consult. Okay, so here I am back with you. I hope that that was helpful to you. I hope that you now have a deeper appreciation for what gratitude is. It's not just something that we say when somebody gives us a gift. It's not just saying thank you. It's not just sitting down at a meal and saying thank you for this food. It is so much more profound. It is an energy. It is a vibrational energy that we can indeed live in. And the more time we spend in that energy, the more amazing our life can be. The things that we can create in that energy are virtually limitless. So I would encourage you to spend more and more time in the energy of gratitude. And again, because that was a webinar, if you actually want to see the replay of that, it's available. You can watch the whole video. You can see what people chatted along the way as I was going through it. And you can do that at brucevanhorn.com/lunch. There's a link to register for the next one, which is going to be the entrepreneurial mindset. That's coming up on April 18th. I'm going to talk about the entrepreneurial mindset. But if you want to watch the replay of this gratitude session, there's a link to the replay just below that. So brucevanhorn.com/lunch. I also want to let you know that there is 1 month to go. So there is still time for you to register for a weekend to break free in the San Bernardino Mountains of California. It's going to be an amazing time. And even though the early bird registration prices have come and gone, I have a special offer for you. Just for you listening to this show, I'm going to give you a 25% discount on their 2 different ticket price options. So go to breakfreeworkshops.com, read all about it, click on view packages, and then enter the promo code BRUCE. BRUCE. It doesn't matter what you put in as far as capitalization, all caps, all lowercase. It matters not. It's not case sensitive. Use the promo code BRUCE and you'll get an additional 25% off of either package that you choose. I would love to see you, to meet you in person and help you break free of anything that is holding you back from living the most amazing life that you can, from living in a nearly constant state of gratitude. So thank you in advance for going out and doing that, and I look forward to meeting you. And again, this episode was brought to you by Centerpoint Research Institute and their Holosync technology. If you are just beginning or interested in learning more about meditation, or you really want to take your existing meditation practice to the next level, you've got to check out Holosync. It has really stepped up my meditation game just by listening to background audio while I do my normal meditation routine. So go to lifeisamarathon.com/Holosync. You can click on the banner ad and that's included in the show notes for this episode, and it will take you to their page where they will also give you, it's just over a 30%, I think it's a 36% discount on their Awakening Prologue package. So check it out, lifeisamarathon.com/Holosync, HOLOSYNC. Anyway, thank you so much. I am deeply grateful for you taking time out of your life to spend this time with me. I feel your presence in my life, and I am grateful for you. And I'll be back soon with another episode. Until this, please know that I love you, and life is a marathon, so let's train for it.